and Qigong. We're going to be working on, you ready, Nathaniel? Okay, let's pan the crowd. Everybody wave at Nathaniel. If you don't want to be in, just turn your back and you won't be in the video. So here he comes. He's going to wave at him, say hello.
Or bow.
It's this Saturday morning Qigong class. Okay, so now you can watch yourself on YouTube. So today we're going to be working on back fitness. We're going to be doing some extraordinary exercises for back fitness. We've had quite a few people. Can you hear me back there? Okay. I've had quite a few people say that they're having back problems this summer. They're doing repetitious type things. Their backs are giving out, including Bob cooking over at the fair. Almost everyone that worked in the fair booth, we were making money for the children in our community, had a little back issue. So we're going to be working on some extraordinary exercises for the back. Let's go ahead and start by making a fist for love and an open hand for peace. Let's put love into peace, into the open hand, and acknowledge each other for being here today. If you do 8 gentle bows every day and you do 3 belly laughs, you'll be very healthy. And then open this hand so we have 2 hands for peace, and put this hand under here. The world needs a lot of peace. And this hand under here, out to the shoulders, down to the knees. A deep bow for the ancient energy masters that have been doing these exercises for thousands of years. Now we'll step forward the right foot, we'll step forward the left foot, and we stepped into the world of Qigong and Tai Chi. Qi means energy, Gong means practice. Tai Chi is part of Qigong. It's a healthcare system. And they have, when they practice the healthcare system called Qigong, they do 2/3 less pharmaceutical drugs and 2/3 less operations. So it's a great exercise for fitness and health and wellness. We're working on a lot of back and balance today. Let's start out opening the brain up for the day. Let's bring the hands right here. If you're new to the class, remember we're just practicing. If you don't get it right, it's okay. Bring one hand out as a fist, the other hand is a tiger's mouth, with the index finger and thumb sticking out. Now when we do both hands, we're working both sides of the brain. Normally we only work one side of the brain, so it'll be a little more difficult. Bring it back and put it on the other side. Here we go, nice and now this is called neurogenesis. When you work both sides of the brain, you're challenging the brain. So nice and gentle, just opening that brain, getting it ready for the Tai Chi and Qigong. The index finger runs through a meridian that runs all the way down to your large intestine. So we get blockages along the way, and this will help open those blockages. The thumb will run right into your lung meridian. Sometimes we put needles into them called acupuncture. We're using acupressure to open them up for the day. Nice and gentle. Pretty soon it'll become muscle memory. When you have muscle memory, then we have what we call cognitive reserve pathways. When this gets very easy for you to do, you'll have a new pathway for memories that'll serve you well as you grow older for dementia. So it really does help work the brain, nice and gentle. One last time. Then let the hands float down. Let's bring some oxygen into the lungs as we start here today. Bring the hands down to the knees. Inhale up just a little above the head with a long in-breath and hold for just a moment. And then exhale way down into the bottom of the lungs. Now inhale all the way in. Hold and exhale. Feel the release. One last time. Inhale. Hold and release. Breathing, moving. So this time we'll do another brain fitness. So bring one hand here. We'll show you how easy it is when you do one side of the brain. Bring the hand up, out, down, in. You see, that's very easy. The same hand, up, out, down, in. It's just going in a square, straight up the spinal cord and then out to the side, then down and then in. One last time, up, out, down, and in. So we see we can do it real easy with the other hand also. So straight up the spinal cord, the hands go on both sides, and then out, and then down, and then in. Up, out, down, and in. One last time. Up, out, down, and in. So now it's going to get a little bit harder because we're going to use both sides of the brain. It's going to open up the brain, get it ready for the back workout we're going to be doing. So bring one hand here. Now we're using both sides of the brain. The other hand comes here. Now we're going to be moving just a little bit. Just follow me with a mirror image of whatever I'm doing. Just do the same thing I'm doing. So one hand will come up, one will come down, one will go in, one will go out. So now we've got the hands moving. Just try to get them all moving. They never stop. It's okay if you don't get it right. It's okay. Whatever you're doing is right because you're challenging your brain, and that's building new brain cells. So what we're trying to do is get both hands to move at the same time in a nice, gentle square. So you see they're both moving at the same time. Now we're going to step out with one of the feet, so step out, mirror image what I'm doing, and now shift from side to side and let the up hand pull you. Now it's getting a little more complicated, a little harder. So that up hand is pulling me from side to side. I'm going very slow. I'm shifting my weight from one side to the other like pouring, just pouring the energy through my body, so opening all my joints, getting ready for the Qigong. So now nice and gentle. My concentration is on my up hand. It pulls me as the other hand's moving at the same time. Now I'm going to work my back. I'm also going to work my internal organs. So this time when this hand comes over, just follow me with a mirror image. We step back with the foot, we twist on the back, and then we lunge to the front. Now the back foot's at about a 30-degree angle, the front foot's straight ahead, and we're gently moving from the back to the front. Now we're starting to hydrate all the muscles as well as the ligaments that are holding the bones together and the tendons. Movement penetrates the oily bath in your body into those joints and into those trigger points. Now, when I move back and forth from this side to the front, I'm stretching my internal organs, liver, spleen, kidney, heart, and lung, as well as the back's beginning to open up. Now I'm going to step back following this hand, nice and gentle, and continue. The hands, just called hands, wave like clouds. Now I'm following the up hand, so I'm going to move my foot back on the other side this time. I'm going to turn to the side and then lunge to the front. Turn to the side on the back leg, lunge to the front on the front leg, working all the muscles and joints. There's 360 joints getting stretched. Nice and gentle. Moving, breathing, stretching. Now this time I'm going to step back, get that coordination, concentration, that focus, and begin to move back, nice and gentle. And then I'll bring it to a gentle stop, let the hands float down, breathe and relax. So we'll start with the vertebrae now. We're going to be working all the vertebrae. There's 33 of them, runs up and down the back. So we'll work the first 7 right now. And that's from the center of your back, there's a big knot. And it goes, that's number 7 of the cervical vertebrae. Number 1 is in your brainstem. So let's just come into a Wuji stance, a stance about hip width apart. Come into a good posture, lift the head and drop the chin so the head's level. Take a big inhale and then very slowly turn and look backwards over the shoulder, working those 7 cervical vertebrae, and then come back and turn and look backwards over the other shoulder. It's called looking backwards till the illness disappears. So the eyes are looking backwards, and that opens the liver meridian that runs from the eyes down to the liver, right through that neck where there's a lot of bones and a lot of cavities. Those cavities will accumulate mainly inflammation called arthritis in there, also diseases, allergies, all kinds of things will block the energy from flowing. And the energy is blood. We want to get the blood flowing because the bloods carry hormones, and hormones are building blocks for your body. We want to get those hormones circulating into those stiff spots. Let the eyes roll and look backwards. Also carries the immune system called lymph fluid. Now we're squeezing some lymph nodes in the neck, and when we do it, releases lymph fluid. It'll go directly into your blood and start to heal the body. We're all born with the ability to heal. We're born healers, so we're just stretching the body, getting the blood to flow that's going to heal the body, get it through those spots where it's blocked, called blockages on the meridians. Those are trigger points in your body. One last time, and come back to the center. Now we're going to work the neck some more in the vertebrae, so look up and open the mouth wide. I'll look down and let the mouth close. Now we're moving up and down, getting those 7 cervical vertebrae all open and hydrated for the day. All those ligaments holding those bones together, and especially the ones in the jaw. You may have some snap, cracking, and popping. They need to be hydrated, and movement is medicine. That's what hydrates, gets the oily bath to penetrate. Otherwise, the oily bath will start to congeal, and then you'll have more snap, cracks, and pops in the jaw. So let's keep it open for the day. One last time. That goes right into your inner ear. We lose about 40% of the balance sensors in that inner ear as we grow older. Now we're going to drop the ear over to the shoulder here. Then we're going to roll slowly around. Now we're squeezing the muscles against the vertebrae. When you squeeze those muscles against the vertebrae, they start to pump a craniosacral fluid right into the brain stem. Vertebrae number 1's right in your brain stem, so we're just pumping that fluid right into the brain. It's going to give us better balance. That's the cerebellum. A lot of our balance comes from that area, so we need to get that craniosacral fluid flowing. Your back is a pump. It's a craniosacral pump, and when you squeeze and release the muscles, it pumps that fluid. Now let's go the other direction and get all the snap, cracks, and pops out as best we can. All those snap, cracks, and pops, that's the fascia membrane that covers everything in your body, and then when those ligaments and tendons and muscles hit against it, it pops because it gets very stiff. It's a fiber. It gets very stiff in your body. It covers everything in your body. So we're stretching the fascia membrane, that fiber that's holding everything in your body together. One last time, then bring it to a gentle stop. Now put the hands behind the back, pull the shoulders back, push the chin out. Now you've got those 7 cervical vertebrae and all that fascia membrane covering them, all stretched out. Slowly turn, just let the eyes search the sea. When you come to the edge, come back and go to the other side. You might notice one side might be a little stiffer than the other side. We go to the weak side on both sides and let it open holistically. Everything is holistic, so try not to push it too hard. Just give it plenty of time to open up if one side's stiffer than the other. Those muscles releasing that fascia membrane. That fascia membrane gets hard. It gets hard, like plastic around your joints, and then one side might get stiffer than the other. So that fascia membrane needs to be stretched so it can move freely. Nice and gentle, just moving, breathing, stretching. One last time. We're still working those vertebrae in the neck, so now we're going to drop the chin right against the chest. Now we got those 7 cervical vertebrae opened up so that oily bath can get into the cartridge holding those bones apart. So now turn the head and look at the moon over the shoulder. Keep the chin right against the body. Keep those 7 cervical vertebrae opened up so that oily bath can penetrate. Movement is medicine. Watching TV, sitting around, working on a computer, working on an iPhone, those types of things. Then atrophy will set in, the body will start to get stiff, you'll start to move slower and slower as that fascia starts to tighten up around all the joints and bones. It holds everything in your body together, around the muscles, all the internal organs. So movement is medicine. It stretches that fascia, releases them, gets that energy to flow, chi, life's vital force. It's blocked otherwise, cannot get into certain parts of your body. It's carried mostly by the blood, and at night the heart settles, so it doesn't quite go out to the skin or go down to the toes or the fingers, not as much pressures during the day. So we need to open it up and get that blood flowing. It's going to carry that immune system, the lymph fluid. It's going to carry hormones, which are building blocks for the body. One last time. And come back to the center, lift the head up. We're going to work the back. Now the upper shoulders go right into the back and the rib cage do. So bring the hands out here. Turn all the way to the heart. Lift the elbows. Now you're stretching those rib cages and they're connected right to your backbone. You're stretching all the joints in the arms, getting the blood to flow, everything to move, nice and gentle. No special equipment for Qigong, just your body. You can do these exercises anywhere, anytime. You can do them seated, you can do them standing, you can even do them lying down. It's all good. It's movement, and movement is medicine. It's going to help heal that body. We're born healers. We need to get that energy flowing through those blocked spots. One last time. Now come out front. We're going to do a little hand reflexology. Just give me a figure 8. Let's get all those joints in the hands opened up. There's more bones in your hands and feet than the rest of the body put together. That's why you have a lot of arthritis. You have carpal tunnel. You have neuropathy in the feet. You get cramps. You have 110 bones in the hands and feet. You only have 210 bones in your entire body, so you need to do a little hand and foot reflexology every day. Now go the other direction. So we're squeezing and releasing, opening those joints. It's 360 joints we're going to be working today. And then bring it to a gentle stop. Let the hands come down. Let's do the elbows, nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. No tennis elbow, that's arthritis in the elbow. Sometimes we get knots on those elbows, that's called tennis elbow. Sometimes on the other side, if the knot gets on the other side of your elbow, that's called a golfer's elbow. So if you play tennis or golf, pickleball, any of those kinds of sports, be very careful, lift weights. Be very careful at those elbows. Now put the finger right on the shoulders and move the elbows to get the rotator cuffs. Those rotator cuffs, shoulders are very, very good for the back, stretching that entire upper back just a bit. We need to do a lot of strength building around that back. What happens, the back gets weak, the muscles get weak around it, and then you have bone on bone, it'll start to settle down, it'll smash the cartilage between the vertebrae, and then you'll have arthritis in there and bone on bone. Now the way you get a little relief from it is by strengthening the muscles. Go the other direction. When you strengthen the muscles in the body, the entire body, you need a strength training on those muscles. Then it pulls those joints apart. The muscles will get larger and start to pull the joints apart, and that bone on bone, the pain will start to go away somewhat. So we always just get it nice and strong, the body, and then bring it to a gentle stop. Now to get the breath back again, just inhale up and exhale down. Nice and gentle. Just moving, getting the body ready for the day. So you can feel that upper back moving, all those muscles coming up and down, strengthening them. Getting all the blockages out so the blood can flow. And again, arthritis is one of the big causes for the blood to be blocked. It's called tension in your body. And what Harvard and Stanford tells us, 60 to 90% of all of our illnesses and all of our injuries are coming from that tension that we leave in the body. How do we leave it in the body? We have an atrophy lifestyle. Have a sedentary lifestyle, and atrophy sets in and it starts to get stiff. It's not moving slow. It will start moving slowly as you get older. It doesn't have to be that way. And then bring it to a gentle stop. Let's work the rotator cuff a little bit more right into those vertebrae. Just give it a pull. You're working those shoulder blades and the rotator cuff, stretching right into that upper back. Getting that upper back open for the day. Nice and gentle. Just pull. Get all those joints opened up. Get all of that fluid flowing. And the mother of Qi, which is life's vital force, that energy is blood. Blood is the mother of Qi, but Qi is the commander of the blood. So if the Qi gets blocked from bruises, inflammation, arthritis, diseases and allergies, various tensions and things in the body, then we have a blockage. And that means a cavity has some toxins in your body that's built up in there. When you get a massage sometime, you'll feel those trigger spots and you'll jump off the table. Really, you get painful and sore. One last time. So we're opening them up, getting them ready for the day. So let's do a couple of breathing exercises, get our breath back. So the old sage strokes his beard, and then a long calming breath. Fair lady strokes her hair, and a long calming breath. One last calming breath. Breathe and relax. So now we'll do a few other back exercises. We're going to be working that back quite a bit today. So all those vertebrae in there. So let's start out with one called the dragon run. So just bring the hand out. You can just mirror image me and just turn the body over to this side. Now bring that hand in and bring both hands out. Now over the head, stretch those vertebrae, come down to the knees. Now go behind the back, lean back slightly. Be very careful. If you have a bad back, be very careful or not at all. No pain or discomfort. Now stop where you started. Bring both hands in. Bring the outside hand out, and then the green dragon runs. Now bring both hands in and both hands out. The green dragon rolls. Now he's going to roll behind the head slightly. Don't fall over, be gentle. And then come back to where you started and bring both hands in. The outside hand, and then green dragon runs. Both hands in, both out. We lose 50% of the flexibility in our back as we grow older. Now lean back slightly and let it stretch. Then come back in, right hand out, or this hand out, the outside hand, and then come around, both hands in, both out. Green dragon rolls. One last time. Now behind. Then bring both hands in, right hand out, or this outside, this inside hand, and then come back here, and then come back down. And then an in again for about 2 seconds. Now hold and release. Breathe and relax. So now we'll do some back strength building. If you have any problems, it's going to stretch all the joints in your body, so be very, very careful, or not at all. Again, if you have any pain or discomfort, you stop. We go at 70% of what we're capable, not 100. And if you have an injury or an illness, you go at 20. We're going to really stretch the back and get it really strong, get some of that 50% of the balance sensors that we lost in that back. So bring the hand out, one hand. You just mirror image me, it's all right. Now I'm going to have to move my body this way, sideways this way. Now when I come over to this other side, I'm going to turn this hand to the inside. I'm going to keep the palm up. I'm going to come around and look above the eyes and lean back. Now I'm going to come around again. Spiraling Qigong, one-handed, right above the eyes. Now you're stretching the back. It's going in all different directions. Strengthening the muscle. It's going to pull those vertebrae apart. Some of that pain and discomfort out of the back. If you have any problem at all, you just simply stop. One last time. We do about 6 to 9 of these. Do one more. And then we bring it to a gentle stop. Now the other side. Bring the hand in. You must shift back and forth. Keep the palm up at all times. It's called spiraling Qigong. Nice and gentle. Palms always facing the heavens. Never turns down. You must twist those joints in the arm and the back. Get them to move. Nice and slow. I'll slow it down just a bit. I get a little fast sometimes. Nice and gentle. One last time. And then bring it to a gentle stop. So we really want to work that back and get it nice and strong, get it very flexible, and get some of that flexibility back. We lose 50% of the flexibility as we grow older. So there's a lot of ways to do it. So one of the ways we can come right here, and we'll just twist and turn here, nice and gentle. Stretchy. Now you got that lower back. You're stretching the lumbar vertebrae are in the lower back, and the coccyx is down there. And then bring it to a gentle stop. Now let the hands come down and put them right over the kidneys and brace the back. Now we want to lean back just slightly, not a lot, but just lean back and look up into the heavens. Give it a nice gentle stretch. Now remember about how far you lean back. We're going to come back to this spot just about every time. Now we'll come up very slowly, very slowly. It's called the iron bridge. Now when we get all the way up, we're going to come over until somebody can walk across our back. When somebody can walk across our back, then we'll move up and down and massage that back nice and gentle. We're opening it up. It loses about 1 inch of space every night. So we're going to open it up, get it back to its normal, healthy position, nice and gentle. Then bring it to a gentle stop. Very slowly stack the lower back, that's the lumbar, then the middle, the thoracic, and finally you bring the head up, and you got the cervical vertebrae. So this time we make a circle with the index finger and thumb. Now we're going to lean back to the same place we were before, but we're not going to brace the back. Put it right behind the kidneys. Now look up and lean back to the same place. You've opened some space, so you should come back to about the same space like an iron bridge. Now we're going to come up slowly. We're going to come over very slowly. Work the lower back and then the upper back, and then just hang for a moment. And again, move up and down. Strengthen those muscles around those vertebrae. Nice and gentle. Give it a nice gentle massage. Slow and gentle. And then bring it to a stop, and again stack the vertebrae as you come up. Feel the lower back stacking, the middle back, and then the upper back stack. So we stretch those vertebrae. Now this time we're going to reach up, hold the whole universe. Universe provides plenty of chi for us for healing, so we're all born healers. Now lean back to the same place you were when you were bracing your back or thereabouts. You've opened about an inch of space. Hold it for just a moment, and now come down slowly again. One last time, come down slowly. And then come all the way down and move up and down again. Stretch those vertebrae nice and gentle. Get them ready for the day. Work in the back today. Oh yeah. Now bring it to a stop. While you're hanging, make a fist with each hand. Bring the fist up with the index finger and thumb and put them on the kidneys and tap the kidneys. Give them a nice massage. They carry fear and they age us. Want to work those kidneys, nice and gentle. The adrenal glands are on there, causes hypertension. No hypertension today. Bring it to a gentle stop. Let the hands come down. Release the fist. Now we're going to exhale and bring the hands above the head, and inhale and bring them down to the knees. So exhale up, all the way up. Now inhale down, and exhale up. Get some of that inch of space back we lost last night. We lose 50% of the balance sensors in our back as we grow older, so we need to work it nice and gentle and slow. Get that flexibility back that we lose. One last time. Go on your own if you'd like, and then exhale. And then a big exhale as you come down. Spiraling Qigong, so the palms will never turn down. They always face the heavens. Hello, Bob. Good to see you. So always facing the heavens. So bring the hand out. Either hand, doesn't matter, with the palm up. Now the palm never turns down in any of this spiraling Qigong. So we bring it across, shift all the weight over to this side. Now we're going to shift all the weight back to the other side. Now keep the palm up and let it come above the head with the palm up. Now we're going to shift back and let it come out with the palm up as we turn the hand upside down. Now we're going to twist, come across, working the entire body now. Every joint, 360 joints getting stretched, getting some of the arthritis out, strengthening those muscles. Those muscles will pull those bones apart. One arm spiraling Qigong. Palm is always out at the shoulder with the palm up as best you can. Whatever you're doing is always right. One last time on this side, right out at the shoulder, see? And then tuck. When we tuck, we work the carpal bones. Now the other side, across the belt meridian. Back across the belt meridian, over the head, out at the shoulder. Tuck, come across the belt. That's the Dao Mai, the great meridian around the waist, the belt meridian. That brings energy into the lower dantian of the body where we store it. 6 layers of muscle, 6 layers of fat, and 6 layers of fascia membrane around that belt. So nice and gentle. Keep that palm up, out at the shoulder if you can. Tuck, get that wrist, the carpal tunnel. One last time. Nice and gentle. So now we have some of those joints open up. We got the one arm. Now we'll do 2-hand spiraling Qigong. Just do the best you can. The more you practice, the better you get. So it just takes time and effort. So bring both hands out. Both hands will come across the belt meridian. One hand will stop right in front of the navel. The other hand will go right over the crown point of the head. Now they're both going to come out at the shoulder with the palm up as we shift from side to side and we begin to spiral. 360 joints in the body will be getting hydrated, lubricated with movement. Nice, slow, gentle movement. 650 muscles are beginning to strengthen. Nice and gentle. Spiraling Qigong. Moving, breathing, stretching. Everything moving at the same time. Slow and gentle. Soft. Smooth. One last time. Spiraling Qigong, and then let the hands come in a gentle bow. And let's do an old sage strokes his beard in another calming breath. Fair lady strokes her hair in another calming breath. One big, long, calming breath. If you have a bad back, be very careful or not at all. If you have any pain or discomfort, you stop. We're going to do one called the swimming dragon. The back will go into an S shape, strengthening all the muscles around the back, opening the vertebrae, hydrating, getting all those cushions between those vertebrae ready. So bring the hands up here. Now, nice and gentle, bring them down to the head. Now we're going to be very flexible and very soft. We're going to be able to shift back and forth. So now we're going to make a figure 8 with these hands. We'll go on this side as far out as is comfortable, and then this side. Now nice and gentle. Come back to the center. Now as you come back, come down. Now they're at the heart. We come out at the heart. We're just squatting. If you can't squat, just stand up, that's fine. Now this time all the way down to the belt, squatting. You're really stretching that back. Now be very gentle. And then we'll come up. We'll only do 2 or 3 of these. Okay, now you know the moves. It's called swimming dragon. This is the swimming dragon. Come down to the head. A slow figure 8, only reach as far as you're comfortable. Now come down on that second figure 8 and come down to the heart. Straight down. Do not let the knees come forward, the buttocks coming out in the back. Now sit down on that chair. Come out at the belt of both sides and then come up. We'll just do one more of these and that's all we'll do. Swimming dragon, out at the head. On the second one, I come down to the heart, squatting down, not letting my knees come forward, my buttocks coming out in the back. I'm sitting on a chair, and then I sit down on that chair. Knees may pop a bit, joints may move. If they do, just be very gentle, and then let the hands come down. Now a fountain breath. Let's bring some warm water to penetrate into the body. So bring the hands here. Now we come up and like a water fountain. Warm water, visualization, imagination's called Shin. Down to the knees, cross in front of the heart to settle the emotions. Let that warm water penetrate into all the muscles and ligaments and tendons, all the bones and the bone marrow, the internal organs. Oh, this body, mind, spirit, all getting cleansed with warm water. It's one of the 3 human treasures. Shin, it's called. When you use your imagination, your visualization, you don't know the power of the mind, but it's very, very powerful. The mind really can heal the body. One last time. And then bring it to a gentle stop. So that's a pretty bold statement I made. So what we'll do, we'll show you how the mind works and how powerful your mind is. So what we're going to do is make the fingers grow longer. So we're going to make them grow longer, but just by thinking that they're going to grow longer. And the power of the mind, for most of you, some of you may not, but it's okay if it does, it's okay if it doesn't. Some of you will have the fingers grow longer, so just by thinking about them. So what we're going to do is find a little line right at the base of the wrist on both sides. Did you find that line? See that line right there on the base of the wrist? Okay. Now put those 2 lines together and remember how you're putting them together. You find those 2 lines, can you get them lined up? You're going to come back and do it again, so remember what you're doing. Now close the hands. Now look at your fingers and see if they're about the same length, or if one's a little longer or shorter than the other. Try to remember what they look like. Now our intention is to make some of these fingers go a little longer. So put one hand down and keep the other hand up. Either hand, doesn't matter. Now relax the hand, and now you're going to join me in saying, grow longer, grow longer, grow longer, grow longer, longer. Our intention is to grow a bit longer than the other hand. Grow longer. Power of the mind. Grow longer, grow longer, grow longer. We're not pulling them, we're just saying grow longer, grow longer, grow longer, 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 longer. Those fingers are growing a bit longer than the other hand, longer. That's our intention, longer fingers. Now find that spot again, those 2 lines, get the exact line, put them together, and see if the one didn't grow a little longer than the other. Okay. So I can tell from the laughter that many of them did grow longer, maybe a few of them didn't. Now, Nathaniel, I want you to come up and turn the camera, and everyone that had their fingers grow longer just with the power of the mind, raise your hand so we can see how many grew longer. Raise your hand if they grew longer. Okay, it looks like about 80, maybe 90% of them grew longer. Don't worry if they didn't grow longer. It's okay. It's not a good setting for some of you, especially if your mind is a little bit different. So now we don't want, well, by that, what I mean by a little bit different is that it's hard to concentrate in a group of people like this, so it's not going to happen all the time. Now, if it didn't grow longer, maybe you can get it to grow shorter. So now let's put those hands, leave the hand up that was longer, or either hand, if it wasn't longer, just leave either hand up. Now let's tell it to grow shorter, or at least back to normal, so we get it back to normal. So shorter, 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 shorter. Fingers are growing a little bit shorter now. They're not quite as long as they were before. They're growing shorter, 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 shorter. It's okay if they grow shorter. Our intention is for them to grow a little bit shorter than the other hand. Shorter, 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 shorter. Now put those two lines together and see if it didn't go back to normal, or at least grow shorter. Back to normal. Okay, everyone raise their hands that had them grow a little bit shorter or back to normal. Nathaniel, you want to search around. Leave your hand up so he can see how many had them grow a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, either one. It looks like some of you didn't have them grow longer, they grew shorter, and that's okay. So very good. So you can see now, the point I'm making is that the power of the mind is very, very powerful. So what we do with our mind, and when we're up here talking with Qigong, and I'm talking about where the energy is flowing, if it's flowing into the back or it's flowing into one of the internal organs, the power of the mind is taking energy there and stimulating that part of your body. Whether you know it is or not, it is. Just like those fingers grew longer and shorter, the power of the mind's moving. It's healing. It can heal. We're all born healers. We just have to learn how to use it. Some of the moves that over thousands of years with Qigong, all in the Orient, or yoga, any of those over there learns to move the body and the power of the mind to use the body. So now we're going to work just a little bit more on that back. So now we're getting a lot of flexibility out of the back. So bring the hands out front here. Now the moon falls out of the sky, and the green dragon reaches down between the legs as far back as it's comfortable and puts the moon back in the sky. So lean back just slightly as you put the moon back into the sky, and then come down, stretching all those vertebrae, the lumbar vertebrae, the thoracic vertebrae in the middle of the back, and finally those cervical vertebrae. Nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. Back's getting stronger and more flexible. One last time. Green dragon retrieves the moon. Beautiful. And then let the calming breath come down. Breathe and relax. Nice and gentle. Now we're going to work all the vertebrae in the back, get the muscles very strong around them. Bring the hand here. Remember, the rib cage connects to the backbone, so green dragon's going to wag its tail, nice and gentle. Now you're stretching those rib cages, nice and slow. Strengthen him right into the back. One last time. Now come up to the forehead. We're going to work those the upper vertebrae, so come in here and up. It's nice and gentle. 70%, don't be too short on it, push it out rather firmly. Or 40% if you have any injury or illness, or not at all if you have any pain or discomfort. One last time. Now come all the way up. Now we're going to spread the fan. We're going to work the lower vertebrae. We'll work all the vertebrae, but primarily the cervical the lumbar vertebrae that give us the most trouble. So the green dragon turns and spreads the fan. Open those hands and turn all the way around as far as you're comfortable. Now come back to the center. Very slow. Now the other side. Stretch those muscles. Oh, yeah. Nice and gentle. Oh, yeah. Strength, balance, and flexibility. Returning the body to its natural, healthy condition. Nice and gentle. Do this 3 times a week, your body will return to its natural healthy condition. You'll feel much better. One last time. You can do it at home. You don't have to do it here. And then come back to the center. Now we'll come down as the dragon swims, the swimming dragon, just one time here as we come down. Nice and gentle. Oh yes, and then come back up and let that calming breath come down. Now we'll do a Taoist back stretch. We'll do 2 or 3 of them, very slow, very gentle. So we'll start with the lumbar vertebrae. We always start with the lumbar vertebrae on a Taoist back stretch. Now in the yoga back stretches, which are very, very good by the way, sometimes they'll drop the head first and roll over. With the Taoist back stretch, we drop the 7 cervical vertebrae last, going down and coming up. So that'll be the last thing that we move is the head. So we come into our Wuji stance, very slow and gentle. Now only come down as far as it's comfortable for you, but we're gonna work those 5 lumbar vertebrae. Back's the #1 reason for doctor visits. So we can get that tension out of your back, we'll eliminate a lot of the doctor visits. We get tension out of your body, we can eliminate, according to Harvard and Stanford, 60 to 90% of your doctor visits. 60 to 90% of your doctor visits are caused from stress and tension in the body, according to Harvard and Stanford both. So let's get some of it out. Now very slowly, we're standing up straight in a Wuji stance. Now we do not drop the head. We come down with the 5 lower vertebrae about this far. You have the 5 lumbar vertebrae stretch out. That's your lower back, the 5. Now the thoracic will come all the way down. Keep the head up, don't let it come down. And let all the way down so you can't come any further. Now you're all the way down. Now we're gonna do the cervical vertebrae. We drop the head and let it point all the way down to the grass. Now feel the blood rushing to your fingers. Feel the skull of the head opening up, penetrating through those sutures that are holding the skull together. There's 22 bones open up. Let that head hang. Feel the blood flowing in the head and the hands, and relax. Relax a little bit more. Now we're going to come up the same way. We're going to come up the front of the back. So the 5 lumbar, don't lift the head. 5 lumbar come up just a little ways, and now all the way up, but keep the head and the shoulders down. And finally, when you get all the way back up, now we lift the head very slowly. Very slowly. It's a Taoist back stretch. So again, let's take a couple of nice gentle breaths. Stand Zen for a moment. Zen is a Chinese word that means meditation. Very slowly, the 5 lumbar vertebrae relax. Now the thoracic vertebrae, that'll bring you all the way down. And now it's coming up the back of the back, so it's coming up the back. Now we're going to drop the head as it comes down into the head and let the hands and head hang. Feel the blood, feel the sensation in the hands and in the head. Let the back relax. Relax the back. Now we're going to come up the same way with the 5 cervical vertebrae, very slowly stacking one on top of the other. Now we're going to come into the thoracic vertebrae. The head is still hanging. We get all the way back up. And then nice and slow, we lift that head all the way back up. Stand Zen for a moment. Just feel that back. Let it relax. And then let just the fair lady strokes her hair and let it relax right down through the back. A big sigh this time, a big sigh. We go. Feel it right into your back again. Long out breath. One last time. Feels so good. Breathe and relax. Moving, breathing, stretching, getting ready for the day. So now we'll do another one for the back that's going to strengthen the back. It's going to get the arthritis out of those fingers. Remember that hand reflexology. So bring the hands right here. We're really going to stretch the back, the hands, the arms, the shoulders. We're going to use isometric pressure. We're going to pull the fingers back and push the palm out when they come out. Called push the stone tablet. So it's like pushing a refrigerator. That's how much isometric pressure, like pushing a refrigerator against the wall. In the old days, they had stones and they'd have hammer and chisels and write on them, so they call it push the stone tablet. So push the stone, pull it way back and push it out hard. Now pull this hand back and look at the elbow and stretch the back. Look at the elbow all the way around and then do it on the other side. Stretch, 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 about 70% of what we're capable. Squeeze that fist tight at about 70%. Pull that shoulder back about 70%. Stretch that neck at about 70%. Pull those fingers back, get that arthritis out of those hands. Those trigger fingers, carpal tunnel, all kinds of things go wrong with those fingers, arthritis in those fingers, big knots on the knuckles. Pull them back and stretch them and turn the head and stretch the vertebrae. The back, the entire back's getting stretched as we push the stone tablet. One last time. And then bring it to a gentle stop. Let the hands come down. And a big in again, and away. Out breath. Now, one of the best things you can do for the body, of course, is strength and resistance training. We try to do it in every class so the muscles get very strong. And what that does, it pulls those vertebrae apart when those muscles get strong. And all the joints in your body, you got 360 joints, gets rid of some of that arthritis. So we're going to do some strength training. We're going to get every muscle, 650 muscles. We're going to put resistance on all the bones. Now the bones never quit growing until you die. I mean, they will grow just like the muscles. But what happens to the muscles if you don't use them? They get weak. What happens to the bones if you don't use them? You lose bone density. They get weak. They start to break. That's right. So we want to keep those bones strong. We need to put resistance on them. We need to keep those muscles strong. We need to put resistance on them. They start to grow. So we've got a lot of face muscles. Let's get some wrinkles out of the face by squeezing the muscles in the face. It's called isometric pressure. We call it iron shirt Qigong. So these muscles are like iron. It's going to get rid of some of the wrinkles. Squeeze those eyes or face. Hold it really tight. Get those muscles tight. Hold them. We never work those face muscles. Hold them tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release them. 1, squeeze them and release. 2, release. 3, release. 4, release. 5, release. 6, release. 7, release. 8, release. 9, release. 10, release. Going to have strong face muscles. Going to get rid of some of the wrinkles. That's always a good thing. I got a lot of them. Now the neck right here. I want to get that little flab off my neck, so I have to really get those neck muscles nice and tight. I squeeze my neck like iron. It's called iron shirt Qigong. Hold it tight like iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to have strong neck muscle. It's going to serve those vertebrae and the cervical vertebrae. Now the middle back, I want to get that middle back nice and strong. I want to get all the muscles up here, get some resistance training. I want to squeeze like Arnold, pull my stomach in, pull my chest out. Squeeze those hands, about 70% of what you're capable. You're going to be able to open those water bottles that you used to be able to open. Let's get some of that strength back. Squeeze that stomach in and hold them. Hold them tight like iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we've got a lot of resistance on those bones, but bone marrow cleansing. You're going to get those white blood cells going, get those bones strong. Now, we want to do the core. The core is the most important part. There's a lot of fascia around your stomach here that's it needs to be stretched out because it gets tight, it holds everything in, and then you get lumbar vertebrae, lower back, upper back, the back begins to ache, and there's a lot of pressure points all up and down your back. If you want a good massage, have someone do the pressure points on the back. It'll amaze you how to release the body. So now we're going to work the core. So now we're going to pull the stomach all the way in, the belly button all the way in. We're going to squeeze the shoulders again. Keep the belly button right against the backbone. Now you got the upper back very tight. It's going to get very strong in the middle back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like iron. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the core is getting strong. That's around the belt. Belt meridian around the belt. It's a lot of blockages in there. There's 6 layers of muscles though, so we can strengthen it really fast. Pulls those vertebrae across, you get rid of some of that back pain. Now I want to get the lower back. I want to get it very tight around my belt. Push my stomach out, push your stomach out like a balloon. Hold it tight. You can feel it all around the belt and all the way in the lower back and right into the middle back. Hold it that way like iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Strong core. That's going to really help you with your strength and balance and have much better balance. Now we don't want any hip replacements. We can help it. If you've had any of these joints replaced, you need to stretch those scar tissues around it, get them nice and soft and flexible again, because it's holding it tight, and that fascia will get tighter and tighter because it's been cut through. But we can stretch it back out. And it's a fiber. Sometimes they call it fibromyalgia. If it goes bad, there's a lot of nerve endings in it. And if you just touch a person with fibromyalgia, that fascia will just really play havoc with them, that fiber that's in there. So now the hips. Squeeze the hips hard like iron. Buttock and hips, get them nice and tight. No hip replacements, and if you had them replaced, let's stretch those scars a little bit, get them soft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Strong hips. Now, the thighs in through here, the quads, all through here, we're going to get them really strong, and also the knees. According to the scientists, there's going to be 800,000 knee replacements. We're going to replace 800,000 knees in our country this year. That's way too many. So we want to strengthen the knee and the thigh at the same time. So squeeze all that leg, and the upper leg is what we're focused on from the knee up. Got the knee squeezed tight also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release like iron now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Iron shirt Qigong. Now that knee, like I say, 800,000 replacements, a lot of them. So we want to squeeze the knee and the ankle and the calf in between. So the lower leg now, you can squeeze the upper leg too if you want, but the lower leg we're focusing on. Get them tight like iron, all the way from the ankles to the knees again. Strengthen those knees double time. Like iron now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. 1, 2, 3. Strong bones. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that'll help with the varicose veins, because when you squeeze the muscles against the veins, it pushes the blood back up to the heart. It doesn't settle in those lower legs, and it settles down there at night a lot of times. Now the feet. We've got pressure points, trigger points out on the toes. Little toe run to your bladder, big toe run to your liver and spleen. And there'll be blockages along the way, trigger points along the way, cavities where arthritis will set in and start to block that energy from flowing back and forth through the body. So squeeze the feet tight, squeeze the toes, pull them up tight, squeeze the top of the foot, the ankle. Right in the center of that foot, squeeze it tight. That's kidney point number 1. We put needles in sometime to open up the kidney energy. Squeeze them tight, hold them tight now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Good balance. 1, 2, resistance. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now we got really strong muscles. We've worked 650 muscles in your body in about 10 minutes. Should be able to do that a few times a week. Get your body back in shape, get it nice and strong. Pull those vertebrae across, keep that back nice and tight like that. Get those muscles, and it's going to pull them apart. It's going to help you a great deal. So now we're going to do the entire body at one time. So used to, they didn't have gyms they worked out in, so they had to have other ways to get strength and resistance training. So now we're going to embrace a tree. We're going to squeeze the face. We're going to squeeze the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the chest, the stomach. Get them nice and hard. The hips, the quads, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the feet. Everything's tight, including the face. Hold it tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't forget the neck. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. You just did about 10 minutes, did a complete body workout. Every muscle in your body, 650, 210 bones and 360 joints, all got opened up a little bit more. And those bones and that bone marrow got much, much stronger. So you did a great job with that. See how we're doing on time? Oh yeah, we're out of time. We will just end up by working the inside of the body just for a few seconds. And that'll be the endocrine glands, and then we'll close. So bring the hands here. Remember, where the mind goes, the chi flows. You saw your fingers grow longer, you saw them grow shorter. Now we're going to bring energy and put them into the endocrine glands, and it's going to stimulate them. When we think about them, put the energy in there, and they'll release hormones that are building blocks for the body. The healing sound for the brain and for the upper body, the brain, the head, is Om. The head's going to vibrate, so a big Om. Om, right at the third eye. Let the palm of the hand focus in there. That's the pituitary gland. Om, about the size of a pea. A small little gland gives us 10 different hormones. We're stimulating it. Om, when the mind goes there, it stimulates it, just like those fingers grew. Om, this one will give us human growth hormones for healing and strength building. Om, it's going to give us one for the brain, a very powerful hormone for the brain. Om, called oxytocin. It's a love hormone that calms the brain. Om, as well as the entire body. Let the heart smile with that oxytocin. Om, serotonin for our moods. One last time for the pituitary gland. Now we're going to come above the ears, the crown point of the head. Om. Down in the center of the brain, in the back center is the pineal gland. Om. Gives us melatonin. You're going to sleep a lot sounder. Om. It also regulates the body so we know what season it is. Om. One last time for the pineal gland. Om. Melatonin. Now come out at the throat with a big E. E, moving the sound into the top of the throat. E, for the thyroid, does a lot of work for us. E, works on our metabolism, going to have a lot more vitality. Gives you 2 hormones called T3 and T4. You find them on your blood report from your doctor. Those are mood hormones, no depression. E, now come out at the chest with a big ah. Ah, now we move the sound into the upper chest. Ah, that's your thymus. Ah, works on your immune system. Ah, puts the white blood cells into your blood, trains the red blood cells to be white blood cells, builds the immune system. And when ages us, one last time. Now come around with a light fist and thump right on top of the chest. That thymus disappears as we get older. It makes you grow till you're about 18. Then it starts to drop away, and by the time you're my age, if you're 84 years old, it's just about stopped working. That's why elders get a lot sicker than young people. But we can stimulate it. It stops working for the elders, but we can stimulate it and get those white blood cells. We'll have a lot less colds, flu, and pneumonia, and bring it down. Now we're going to come right down through the center, and right at the belt buckle, right in that area is the pancreas. So we'll push one hand down, the other hand will come around the head and stretch the pancreas in the center of the body. We'll bring the sound yang, Y-A-N-G, yang down the center. Yang, yang. Both sides stretching, yang, yang. Right in the center where the pancreas is at, stimulating it, yang. The mind's bringing energy to the pancreas. Yang gives us a hormone called insulin. It's 4 hormones it gives us that regulates our blood sugar. Insulin is the main one. That insulin flowing, good for diabetes, type 1 or 2, near diabetes. Gives us enzymes for the gastrointestinal area. One last time, and then push down. Just a couple more, and then we'll close for the day. Let's bring the hands right here. We're going to come right down through the middle of the body, push all the impurities out. You're going to see, hear, and feel the sound. It's going to follow your hands. The mind is going to bring all the impurities and push them out through the sexual organs right through the bottom. And then we'll bring in some clear, clean energy from the universe. It provides energy for our healing. So a big chew. You'll see, hear, and feel it. Chew. Right through the center of the body. Chew. Nice and loud now. Chew. Get that vibration going down the center. Chew. Clear those. Chew. Clear all the impurities out of the body. Beautiful. Chew. Push all the heat out of the intestines. Chew. Causes heartburn. No heartburn today. Chew. One last time. Chew. And then bring it to a gentle stop. One last one, and then we'll close. And that's the adrenals, and they're right on top of the kidneys. They're right in the back on top of the kidneys. So we'll make a sound Joe, and then we'll say E and lean forward, and that'll come down the back into the kidneys and stimulate the adrenal gland. So we'll go Joe E, Joe E. No high blood pressure. E. No heart palpitations. E. Joe E. Joe E. No heart palpitations. E. One last time. Joe E. Push down, step back. Now, the way we get toxins out of the body is by breathing. We can breathe all the toxins out. We get 70% of our nutrients, all of our oxygen and chemicals, various things come in through the breath. So it also goes out through the breath. If you weigh yourself tonight, you wake up in the morning, weigh again, you lost 2 pounds last night, and you say, where did it go? It went out through your breath. We're going to look down at the earth and punch out, it's called Ping Chi, 5 times and clear the toxins out of our lungs. One more. Now, like you're riding a bike, keep the hands out and just let the body relax and give it a gentle massage. And then let the hands float down. So let's go ahead and close for the day with a guided meditation. Bring the hands right here. Relax. Stand Zen for a moment. That's Chinese for meditation. Now it's a guided meditation. Let the hands circle. We're going to get centered. Let it drop straight down the spinal cord into the heart with love, peace, and compassion. The Tai Chi definition of love is perfect kindness. Let's bring some perfect kindness into our heart for all that we meet today, and bring some love, perfect kindness into our hearts for ourselves today. The Tai Chi definition of peace is perfect contentment. Let's be perfectly content with all that we have and all that we're doing today. And the Tai Chi definition of compassion is universal awareness. Become aware of this small universe we call the body. More cells in it than there are stars in the Milky Way. One last time, getting centered with love, perfect kindness, peace, perfect contentment, and compassion, perfect awareness. Now bring the hands in front of the lungs and let's balance the lungs just nice and slow. It's called the Etheric Field over at Stanford, this energy around your body. It's about 10 feet around your body. It's called Guardian Chi. It's a big circle. We call it Guardian Chi. They call it the Etheric Field. They measure it to see what kind of resistance you have to diseases and allergies. You might feel it. Might feel a little push or pull. It's okay if you do, or it's okay if you don't. If you do, you're starting to feel energy, Chi. Now come in front of the spinal cord and move up and down. Feel the push or the pull of your heart as we balance the heart. Nice and gentle. So our goal is happiness. Don't let the world change your happiness. Let your happiness change the world. So we participate joyfully in the sorrows of the world. Now turn the hands over. The heart has 2 sides. Now it's going to feel very light. It feels very light because we haven't balanced the other side of the heart. The heart has 2 sides, just like the brain. Then we bring it to a gentle balance, and then we bring it to a gentle stop. Let the hands come down. Right hand for love and peace, open hand for peace. Put love into peace and acknowledge each other with love and peace today. We need a lot of love and a lot of peace in the world. Now open the hand and let's put this hand under this hand and this hand under this, out to here, down to the knees. A deep bow for the ancient energy masters that have been doing these exercises for thousands of years, and especially for love, peace, and compassion. Now step back out of the world of Tai Chi and Qigong. Give yourself a round of applause. There's one thing we have left to do though before we stop. One thing before we stop. And that's laughing Qigong or laughing yoga. We just need 3 belly laughs. You're going to wake up and you're going to leave here on a very natural high. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a real laugh or a fake laugh. The brain doesn't know the difference, but it gets the endorphins loose, so you're going to leave here on a natural high. So let's laugh. Very good, yay! Very good, yay! We'll do one more. One more here today, then we'll do one in the community, so the chicken dance. Ho, 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 ho!